Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are enjoying your week. I'm back again with another video. I normally do 2 videos per week, and I think I'm going to increase that to 3. I'm going to give it a shot, see if I can keep up with it, because it takes quite a while to manage all this YouTube stuff, and I don't know how some of these guys do it every single day, but I'm going to try to go to a third day of ETF review. It's not going to necessarily be an ETF review, but I'm going to pretty much be miscellaneous Thursday. I don't know. I can't come up with a better name than that. But miscellaneous Thursday, we might look at some growth ETFs. We might look at some sector-specific ETFs, some niche ETFs. How do you say that word? Niche. You know what I mean? Just like ETFs that focus in on or a certain industry or a theme, that type of thing. And today we are looking at an autonomous vehicle ETF. And this one, it's not big dividend paying things. This is more of a growth ETF, and it's more of a satellite holding, right? You know, I always talk about the core holding, and then you have your satellite holdings around it. If you want to, get a little bit of exposure to this or a little bit of exposure to that. That's what a satellite holding is, and that's exactly what this ETF, where this ETF fits. So if you're new here, please consider subscribing. I would appreciate it. We are growing like crazy, growing like crazy. I can't talk today. I've been up since like 3 o'clock in the morning doing some other kind of work. So, and it's here 6:30 at night. So. We're growing, so subscribe, like, share, comment down below. Let me know you're new here, because we have great conversations going on down there in the comment section. And if you could click that notification bell, apparently that tells YouTube that people actually want to see these videos, and it's actually worked pretty well. Since my last video, I've gotten quite a few new subscribers, so I appreciate it. And next, if any of you use Amazon and you don't use anybody's Amazon link, please consider using the one down in the description below. If you use that link and go through to Amazon and purchase whatever it was that you were going to purchase anyway, as long as you click that link first, I get a small commission on those qualified purchases. And it's just, if you want to say, thanks, Jerry, for, doing what you do, I would very appreciate it. So that's down in the description below. So what ETF are we talking about today? Today we are looking at the iShares self-driving EV and tech ETF, and that's ticker symbol IDRV. So IDRV is a cap-weighted, non-leveraged, passively managed equity ETF with the benchmark index of the New York Stock Exchange FactSet Global Autonomous Driving and Vehicle Index. The ETF's geographic objective is global, with a focus on multi-sectors and broad multi-cap companies. So let's take a look at the prospectus, and let's see how they assemble this ETF. So they do go global. We know that already. And companies included in the index are comprised of 1. Companies that generate 50% or more of their revenue from the manufacturing of autonomous or electric vehicles, pure player autonomous or electric vehicle manufacturers. And B, motor vehicle manufacturers that participate in the manufacturing or development of autonomous or electric vehicles, either because they made public filings or have obtained certification by government entities related to the autonomous driving research and the development programs, ancillary autonomous driving vehicle manufacturers, or they are customers to external electric battery suppliers and or producer of electric batteries themselves, ancillary player electric vehicle manufacturers. So also companies that in the aggregate generate 50% or more of their revenue from automotive value chain industries and are a supplier to at least one autonomous driving company. So that can be like there's a company that makes car seats. If they supply that to, say, someone like Tesla, they could possibly be included in this index. And it's also companies that generate 10% or more of their revenue from electric battery manufacturing and are a supplier to at least one autonomous and electric vehicle manufacturer. So basically battery producers. And then 4 companies that generate 10% or more of the revenue from 2 lithium exposed chemical industries. So iron or lithium and probably iron ore. I don't know. We'll find out when we go through the companies. And companies that in the aggregate generate 50% or more of their revenue from value chain industries and are a supplier to at least one electric vehicle manufacturer. So electric vehicle charging and component producers. So these are all what qualifies to be in this ETF, and then it's all weighted by market cap. So the biggest ones go first, and they're capped at 4%. So let's take a closer look at this thing. Like most niche sector ETFs, specialty ETFs, they're going to have a higher expense ratio. And this is one of the cheapest out there in this sector at 0.47% on the expense ratio. It does have a 1.28% or about 1.2% distribution yield. It's small, but this is the biggest one out there so far. There's one that's right on its heels, but it's small. 35.72 million in net assets. So we'll go down and we will look at its holdings. We'll go to portfolio composition. And we'll just scroll down here. It has 102 holdings. 44% of the assets are in the top 10, and 56% is in the other 92. Then you have regional exposure, you have or country exposure. You're kind of all over the world here with United States, Germany, Japan, and South Korea in the top 4, with United States being almost 43% of the fund. Now the market cap, almost 89% in large cap, 8% in mid cap, 1.5% in small, 1.25% in micro, and 0.18% in other. I don't know what that other is. It could be cash. I'm not sure. And Morningstar rates this as a large cap blend fund. So let's look at the top 10 holdings. They'll probably be pretty familiar. Tesla in the number 1 spot at 7.49%. Apple at 4.87%. Not sure. What does Apple do with autonomous driving? Probably network of some sort. Nvidia, semiconductor chips or whatever. Qualcomm, same thing. Siemens AG, I think there's some sort of semiconductor type fund. I'm not quite sure. Schneider Electric, Google, Toyota Motors. A lot of people don't talk about Toyota. Toyota's been in the electric vehicle game for a long time. And a lot of people sleep on Toyota. I think they're probably one of the best ran car companies out there. Samsung Electronics. And then ABB, I believe this is a materials sector stock, ABB. So that's the top 10. And the sector exposure, this is why I say this is kind of a satellite holding, because they're not extremely diversified. Yeah, they have 100 holdings, but you have 40% in consumer discretionary, 36% in technology, 15% in industrials, just under 5% in communications, and 3.72 in materials. So if you go down here and you'll look at the industry exposure, you got automobiles, semiconductors, auto components, technology, hardware, storage and peripherals, electrical equipment, interactive media, industrial conglomerates, chemicals, electronic equipment, instruments and components, and household durables. Household durables, what is that? In an autonomous vehicle. I don't know. That's kind of weird. So that's it. We'll look at the key stats here. And we'll see they don't have any turnover so far because it was just open April 16th of 2019. It has that big expense ratio, probably because it has 5 managers running this thing, but it's probably due to how global it is. And then we can look at the dividends. There isn't much to be said about the dividend, 1%, 1.2% roughly. It's only paid twice a year, so you get one in June and one in December. And that has been roughly about 18 cents a share, giving you about a 1% dividend yield. So how did IDRV do against the S&P 500 since March 23rd? I'm going to start doing this one because I think it's kind of interesting. So we know the general market went down about 30%, but how has things come out of March 23rd, especially with these young funds, because there isn't a lot of history. So let's check out 10,000 invested in IDRV against the S&P 500 if you were to buy it on March 23rd at the market low of this year. And let's see how it goes. And we'll chart it. We'll look at it right here. And IDRV, you got a total return of 78.93% since March 23rd. Wow. And then the S&P 500 with their total return of 52.56%. So we're basically, IDRV is basically trading at all-time highs right now. I think this could be something you can buy a little bit of and just kind of set to the side and watch it a little bit and add to it as opportunities come. Small amounts, not a very big portion of your portfolio, but you know, I do believe autonomous vehicles, electric vehicles, will be a part of our lives whether we like it or not. I personally would rather have my gas motor, but you know, us old folks, you know, we're just gonna have to change with it, and it's just gonna be slow, and it'll just happen, you know. So would you be interested in IDRV? Because I'd rather drive, but autonomous vehicles would rather drive for me. So leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you think about IDRV. Would you be invested in it? Any suggestions down below would be appreciated. Please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, use the Amazon link, all that good stuff. You guys have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you in a couple days. Thanks. Bye-bye. I am not a financial advisor. The information contained in this video is for entertainment and informational purposes only. It is not intended to be investment advice. Please seek a licensed professional for any investment, tax, or legal advice. Thank you.